Okay, welcome to this first video in the measurement unit, and today we're going to be looking at the idea of length and perimeter. So our learning goal for a lot of the first videos for this unit anyway, are that you can use formulas for the area and perimeter of rectangles and calculate the volumes of rectangular prisms. And at the end of this, you'll want to be able to convert between some different lengths and be able to calculate the perimeter of some given polygon. Okay? Alright, so firstly we're going to be flying off into the first dimension. Okay, so the idea is if we just draw ourselves a quick Cartesian plane here, you'll learn a little bit more about these later. So if we have just some point somewhere, I might not make it across, some point P somewhere, that is the 0th dimension. There's no length to it. If you sit on the point, it's just this one teeny weeny piece of space that has no dimension to it. It's just that position, okay? But to create a length, we can get this point and sort of like repeat it across here and maybe even join it to another point, Q, for example. Now we've got a length, okay? So it's going in one direction, so one dimension, okay? So our length is only considering that one distance at one length at one dimension, okay? All right, a couple of key ideas for this one. So we can easily convert between different metric lengths. Okay, so remember we use the metric system, which is based on meters for lengths and stuff. So meters is the basic measurement. So what we can think about is that between kilometers and meters there are 1,000. Okay, so it's 1,000 meters in a kilometer, there are 100 centimeters in a meter, and there are 10 millimeters in a centimeter. So this sort of latter way of doing it is the way I want you to think about it, because it's something that you can quickly draw in an exam booklet just to remind you of how it sort of works. And it's easily upscaled into area and volume as well. Okay, but so when we're going up, because there are less kilometers than meters for a particular distance, we need to divide by 1,000 when we're going up. But when we're going from kilometers down to meters, our number is going to get bigger, so we're going to be multiplying by 1,000. Okay, again, centimeters to meters, we divide, meters down to centimeters, we multiply, millimeters to centimeters, we divide, and centimeters to millimeters, we multiply. So it's pretty easy. We're going to see an example of how to use it, but it's one of the fairly easy things that you're going to be asked to do in this unit. Okay? All right. Let's keep going. All right, so the perimeter of some shape is the distance around the outside. Okay, so perimeter, so peri is the Greek prefix for around, okay, and meter is the measurement, so it's the around measurement of some shape, okay. So we're going to be writing it, so in this unit, because we're going to be using formulas, okay, you need to state the formula before you start, okay. So you can either write, so P stands for perimeter equals sum of sides if you want to write that, but I'm quite happy for you to write just SOS and I'll understand what you mean, okay? So that's our formula for our perimeter. Now, lines with the same markings have the same dimensions. So if we had some shape like this, and we had something like that, you'd know that this length here and this length here are both the same. So that little dash here, these dashes, so the same ones means the same length, okay? All right, let's have a look at some worked examples then. So we're going to convert 8.7 meters to millimeters. Okay, so remember we had meters, centimeters, millimeters, okay, and it was 110. Okay, now to go from meters down to millimeters, we could multiply by 100, then multiply by 10. Or you could multiply by 1,000, like skipping the whole thing, so multiplying by both of them at once. Okay, so we'll go step by step. So 8.7 meters times, times 1,000 or times 100 equals 870 centimeters. 870 centimeters times 10 equals 8,700 millimeters. Okay, quite simple. You've probably done that kind of thing before, but it's just a matter of sort of multiplying or dividing by the right power of 10. Okay, all right, let's convert 530 centimeters to kilometers. Not quite sure why you'd want to do this, but again, we can, so we've got kilometers, meters, centimeters, and we've got 100 and 1,000. So we're going to be dividing by 100, then dividing by 1,000. Okay, so 530 centimeters divided by 100 equals 5.3 meters. Then 5.3 meters divided by 1,000 equals 0.0053 kilometers. Okay, so that's how we do our little conversions. Fairly easy, and you get plenty of chance to practice that. All right, let's have a look now at calculating the perimeter. So here we have a rectangle, and your perimeters, you're probably going to be asked to calculate perimeter of probably some more difficult stuff than this, but let's start quite easy, hey? So we're going to start with writing our formula. So perimeter equals sum of sides, okay? And when we do this, it's a good idea just to start somewhere. Okay, right, so if this is 8 millimeters and we've got with single dash, that means that this side's also 8 millimeters. And if this is 20, it also means this is 20. Okay, so we just start somewhere. We're going to go around clockwise and we're going to add them all up. Okay, so we'll have 8 plus 20 plus 8 plus 20. Okay, 40 and 16 is 56 millimeters. Now, it's very important that you do not forget the units, okay? Because otherwise it's 56 elephants or 56 apples, 56 banana elephants, and it gets very confusing. So you need to include the units, and when we get into area and volume, it's important you remember the correct units to use. Okay. And lastly, we have a triangle here, or it might have some more, we'll see. So again, perimeter, so we're going to go perimeter equals sum of sides. Okay, let's have a look at our sides. Oh, well, they're all in different units, so we need to do something first. Okay, so let's convert these quickly. So these are pretty easy, and you've got to think to yourself, which one do I want it in? Okay, you could use it in millimeters, centimeters, or meters. It doesn't really matter, as long as they're all the same. Okay, so let's change to centimeters, because I think that's going to be easiest. So 0.7 meters is the same as 70 centimeters, and 270 millimeters is the same as 27 centimeters. Okay, so perimeter is sum of sides, so that's 27 plus 62 plus 70. 27 plus 62 plus 70 is 159 centimeters. Okay, now with some shapes, there's sort of a trick you can use, like, doubling the sides and stuff in a rectangle, but please be careful, because I've seen many mistakes happen when students have done that. So in some ways, it might just be easier to just add up the sides as you come around. Okay? All right. Okay, we've got a bit of a tricky one here. So sometimes we need to not be able to find some unknown sides first. Okay, so let's have a look here. We can you're allowed to draw all over these things, so don't be afraid. So let's think first. Right, so this is going to be 7 centimeters, right? And then across the whole way this way is 10 centimeters, right? Now this one is a trick one. We can work out some of these unknown lengths though. So this little piece in here up the top, so we got 5 and 3 is 8, and we need 2 centimeters more to get our 10. And this 2 and 5 is 7, so to get this little piece here, we need an extra more of 4, so that would be 3 centimeters for this little piece here as well. Okay, now then you can add it all up if you want to, but because this is the perimeter, some of these can be a bit tricky. If we got this length here and moved it up, and this length here and moved it out, we would have like that. Because remember, perimeter is just the distance, got nothing to do with what's being enclosed inside it, okay? We can move this piece up there and this piece over there, and we've just got a big rectangle that's 10, 7, 10, and 7. So our perimeter would be sum of sides if you had done this little change here, and you can go 10 plus 7 plus 10 plus 7, and you would have 34 centimeters. Okay, you can add it up the long way just to double check, but that's the sort of quick way of doing it. I highly recommend that you go about it that way. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I'll try and keep the time for these videos down, but it is hard because I'm trying to compress a lot of examples in so you get to see the way I'm setting them out, seeing the way I'd like you to work them out as well. Okay, thanks so much for watching.